I could sum this review up in 3 words. It was shit. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's After Earth. Last week, a couple friends of mine, I hung up with them, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to the movies today." All right, sure, fine. I'm gonna tag along. What else do I got to do? So we go to the movies, and we're gonna go see After Earth. And we get to the theater. I pay the man my $6, and I knew going into this movie that it was gonna be awful. I saw the trailer for that movie umpteen times when I've been at the movies the last month and a half, and just going into it, it just seemed it's gonna be awful. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be awful. And that's gonna be a reoccurring word that I use in this review. So you sit down, get ready for it, blah blah blah. Trailers end. 2 seconds into the movie, Jaden Smith comes on screen and he's giving this monologue because he didn't become a ranger because Will Smith, his father, is like this great ranger, blah blah blah. And he's respected highly, and Jaden's trying to get in to be a ranger as well, but he doesn't do as good in the field, and that's why he's not making it. He's a super smart guy, but he can't make it in the field. That's his collapse. And he talks in this weird ass accent. And it doesn't even make sense. And a friend of mine actually started laughing because how stupid he sounded. And from there on out, 2 seconds in, I'm like, wow, this movie is going to be awful. So you get your storyline. Jaden's going to be this underdog guy, and he's not going to make it to the Ranger, but his dad's going to understand. So he tells his dad, Will Smith, and Will's like, yeah, I agree with the guy. You know, if he says you're not ready to be a Ranger, you're not ready yet. So his mom tells Will Smith, you know, he doesn't need a guy to give him orders. He needs a guy to be his father. So Will Smith goes, all right, me, you, Uncle Phil, and Carlton, we're going to go on a trip. Even though that'd be cool if Uncle Phil and Carlton were on this movie. We're going to go on a trip. So they go on this thing. They're going to go to this one world. End up getting into an asteroid storm. And of course, the ship breaks in half. And they got to land on Earth. But Earth is a shithole by now. Even though it's already a shithole now in a lot of spots. But it's uninhabitable. And they crash. So what's going to happen next? Let's see. The ship breaks in half. Everyone dies. And they got to go get this beacon. Because the beacon they got on their half of the ship doesn't work. So Will Smith's like, oh no, both my legs are broken. I can't do anything. Jaden, you can't do good in the field, but you got to go out there. And you got to go find the other half of the ship, which is a few days away from here. You're going to have to go make the journey yourself. I'm going to guide you with this camera while you go out there and do it. Alright, so let's see here. We got our premise, we got our plot, we got what's going to happen. Jaden Smith, who earlier in the movie was a guy that got denied for being a ranger because he wasn't good out in the field. But with the helpful guide of Will Smith, what is going to happen next? Is he going to make it to the other half of the ship alive to get the beacon to make his dad survive? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to happen that way. 15 minutes of the fucking movie, you know what's going to happen. Because like he's not going to make it to the other half of the ship to get the beacon to signal for help for the other people to come get him and his dad. The CGI in this movie was awful. It was shit. I can only imagine if I saw it in IMAX, you know, whoop-de-doos in 3D, garbage 3D. The storyline was awful. I don't know how Will Smith thought it was good when he was writing it. I mean, it's so cliche. Will Smith is this guy, respected ranger. His son wasn't good enough to be a ranger, but now he's going to have to face the task and the challenge of go getting the beacon from the other half of the ship. What's going to happen? Is he going to make it? Is Jaden Smith going to die? Is Will Smith going to die? I don't know. That's how stupid this movie is. It's absolutely dumb. You know exactly what's going to happen 15 minutes into the fucking movie. You know Jaden Smith's going to make it to the other half of the ship. Him and Will Smith are the only ones that survive. You know they're not going to die. So of course you know he's going to make it. You know he's going to get the beacon. He's going to have to go through some challenges to try to get there. It was absolutely stupid. It was one of the most cliche, boring movies I ever saw. If I did not play on my phone and go on Facebook, I would have fell asleep. I started to fall asleep through half of this movie. I don't know how I imagined to sit through this. I have never, in the 4 months I have been watching movies, 3-4 months, I have never rated a movie a 0. And I have disliked some movies. But this movie is one of the worst movies I have ever saw. It was boring. It was cliche. The CGI was awful. The script was awful. Will Smith and Jaden Smith both talked in accents while going out of the accents in different parts of the movie. You know exactly what's going to happen going 15 minutes into the movie. It's boring. Save your money. And I feel stupid that I spent $6 on this movie because it wasn't worth it. I wouldn't give these people $6 of Monopoly money if they accepted it to go re-see this movie again. Save your time. Avoid this movie. It's garbage.